Thunder 133 to 130, the final score. Lake Show now 25-30 on the season. Got some ground to make up in the Western Conference standings. We all know that. We know where the Lakers are sitting. Tonight, a very interesting night, a special night in the history of the NBA. I remember, watching LeBron James and all the hype about LBJ coming into the league. And I remember his first game against the Sacramento Kings, and you're kind of saying to yourself, how's this guy going to live up to the hype? I mean, this hype is ridiculous. Everybody's talking about LeBron James. Everybody continues to talk about this dude that was on Sports Illustrated, the chosen one. Come on, how can you possibly live up to those expectations? And Bron has surpassed him. And to now be the greatest scorer in the history of the NBA, and I don't even consider him a scorer, someone explain that one to me. That's always fascinating in my eyes. Somebody that is usually pass first, somebody that usually goes out of his way to make sure that his teammates are set up the right way, somebody that we talked about modeling his game around Magic more than we did a Jordan or a Kobe or something like that. And here he is. He's the greatest scorer in the history of the NBA. And to kind of let that sink in and to let it settle in. This isn't about Bron as a Los Angeles Laker. This isn't about LeBron James, the individual. It's about LeBron James as a 20-year player that at age 38 is still averaging 30 points a game or somewhere around there, still has found ways to be the focus of the NBA for literally 20 years since he got in to where he's sitting today. It's been the LeBron James show, and whether that was in Cleveland or whether that was in Miami or whether that was and currently is the Los Angeles Lakers, he's brought success everywhere he's gone. He's obviously won an NBA championship at each one of his stops, 2 in Miami, 1 in Cleveland, and 1 here in Los Angeles. He's got finals MVPs stacked up like they're nothing. And, again, I go back to it, somebody that I used to look at as, he's one of the best passers in the game. Well, by the way, all-time list number 4 was it last week, Madison Square Garden, that in one game he passed Mark Jackson and Steve Nash to get to number 4. Top 5 in all-time assists and number 1 in scoring. Find a better resume than that in the history of the NBA. I did mention this, and I think we'll continue to do this as the show goes on. It is another loss for the Lakers. The NBA trade deadline is coming up on Thursday, and I'm not sure. It's been kind of a crazy 72 hours for the Lakers. You knew the Bron thing was coming. He was 36 away coming into tonight's game. The Kyrie trade, all the chatter, Friday, Saturday, he's in Dallas on Sunday. Where the Lakers are sitting in the NBA standings, 5 games below 500 and 13th place. And then, oh, by the way, Thursday at noon is the NBA trade deadline, and Thursday night you're playing the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis Antetokounmpo. So a lot to sink in if you're a Los Angeles Laker fan out there. And I'm gonna throw out the phone number here: 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-ESPN. We'll talk, obviously about Bron, his accomplishment. We'll talk about the game, whatever Laker fans out there want to talk about. I will say this. If you're leaving Crypto.com Arena or you were at the game tonight, I'd love to get from your perspective what it felt like in the arena. Because for me, it was as special as in a sporting event that I've ever been to. It was incredible. And seeing this kind of counter 36, 34, 30, 28, 22. You're watching literally just kind of counting it down. And for all those who bought all those tickets for tonight's game, you had no idea if it was going to happen tonight. It could have easily happened against the Milwaukee Bucks, but Bron was able to make it happen and pass Kareem and obviously accomplished, like I said before, and we'll talk about for a long time here, one of the most impressive individual feats I think any of us has ever seen in sports. One of. You put whatever you want, home run records, all that stuff. But Bron is the all-time leading scorer in the NBA. All right, need a break from the everyday? Well, fans, it might be your lucky day because tonight, Fantasy Springs Resort Casino is giving away a 2-night stay, plus dinner and golf or bowling for 2 Make any day your lucky day. Book now at FantasySpringsResort.com. Final score tonight, 133-130. Thunder over the Lakers. Let's take a listen to Lakers head coach Darvin Ham.
Seeing what LeBron has accomplished, and I'd like for you to put into words how it affected you and your team.
I just think it was a blessing and an honor to be able to be a part of it. I'm of a certain age, so I know what Kareem meant to the league. Just, being a huge basketball fan as a youngster, him being one of my favorites. From Power Memorial all the way up through UCLA and Milwaukee, and him getting to the Lakers, and him playing with Magic, and all the battles with the Pistons and the Celtics all through the 80s. I know what Kareem meant to this league. He was one of the pillars that built this league, that helped build this league. And then to see Bron, his whole trajectory coming into the league as a youngster straight out of high school, and just what he's done to just transcend even basketball, he's become a global icon, and all of the work he puts in on and off the floor, his businesses, him speaking out on social issues, his leadership. Like I said, he's an example to not just young basketball players, but young human beings, domestically and internationally, for how to be a professional, how to have passion, how to be persistent, productive, and never to be satisfied. So to be able to be out there with both of those guys and, see Bron with his wife, his kids, his mom, all his loved ones there celebrating this moment with him, it was truly, truly special.
Darvin, just want to ask you about your history with LeBron, going back to playing against and then coaching against for years. What you've noticed about him as a scorer now that you've been inside the huddle with him, and what you've picked up on this year?
Just his willingness to attack from any and all areas, whether he's handling the ball, whether he's off the ball, playing pick and roll as the handler and the screener, catch and shoot threes off the dribble, pushing it with pace and transition, getting to the rim. He's multifaceted. You can't put him in a box. He does a little bit of everything and does it well. And so just seeing that, it's fun as a coach when you can move, your star players, and we have a couple of them, guys where we can move them around to different areas and they can still be effective.
Darvin, before the game and over the last few days, whenever we've asked you about this, you've always maintained, it's great, but we need to stay in the moment, in the game, and stuff like that. Do you think your team did that early with all the emotion, or do you think that maybe all the energy towards LeBron, that it might have knocked you guys out of what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I kind of felt like, 66 points is a lot of points to score in a half, but yet and still we gave up 76. So our defense, had its lows early and late. Our offense, I think, got stagnant. And, the guys, they wanted to see Bron do what he did tonight. And a lot of times I think the attention was more about, the focus was more about trying to get Bron to the record as opposed to just playing natural basketball. And we were able to, make some good plays, and he did what he did. He eclipsed the record. But, we just had too many mistakes. Our turnovers really, really hurt us tonight. They came out hot, making threes. It seemed like every three they threw up there went in. But, there were times we had lows, and we could have just folded our tent, but we kept fighting to the end. And this is not a lottery team. This is a really talented, young, aggressive team. And their record reflects that. After the night, this win puts them at 26-28. They're right there in the mix with a hell of a player and Shea, and a lot of good young players around them. So their energy level, their competitiveness, it showed tonight. They've really had some big wins this year against some really elite teams. So by no means, in no shape or form, where we, overlooking them and just solely focused on the record. We knew we had to come out and play. It sucks that we didn't get the win on a night like this, but there's a lot of things to pull from it, a lot of things to take away. I'm happy that Bron was able to accomplish what he accomplished, and now we can just move on and try to submerge ourselves into how do we try and get better and win games and win enough to where we can be situated into the postseason.
All right, that is Lakers head coach Darvin Ham. I think it's a perfect the way Darvin Ham just described it right there, where he's proud and he's happy that Bron was able to accomplish this, and at the same time, he wishes he was able to accomplish it with a Lakers win. It didn't happen tonight. 133 to 130, the final score. I know we got a ton of phone calls lined up. I know a lot of Laker fans do want to react to this game, react to Bron's accomplishment. We'll do all that coming up next. Stay right here. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. This is the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Westbrook with it. Give it to LeBron at the right elbow. LeBron, one-on-one against Kenrich Williams. Backing him in. Turns. Shoots. Scores! There it is! All hail the new king in town. Young and old, gather round. From one iconic Laker to another. The king, LeBron James, has passed the captain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and LeBron now stands alone as the NBA's all-time leading scorer. LeBron stands alone at the top. The game has been stopped as LeBron signals to his family to come onto the court, and everybody on their feet.
What's up, LeBron? Cal Acosta here. Just want to say congratulations on breaking the all-time scoring record in the NBA.
LeBron, muchas felicidades por este logro increíble.
LeBron, congrats.
Congratulations, LeBron, for broke all these records.
Congratulations, LeBron, about breaking the record, scoring record, amazing feat.
LeBron, congrats on the amazing career.
Congratulations, LeBron. You're number one of all time.
Čestitam, LeBron.
Just want to congratulate you on breaking your scoring record.
I didn't think I'd be alive and see somebody actually do it, so congratulations. You're a class act. Keep it up. Can't wait to watch more.
Just want to let you know I wear the 23 because of you. So appreciate you being an inspiration for me, and just wishing you all the best. I looked up to you as a kid, and I'm proud to be able to do this for you, and I'm grateful that you played all these years. You've helped me, mental health, Just the longevity of your career is amazing, and just congratulations.
Creo que todo tu trabajo y esfuerzo ha tenido resultado y te lo mereces. Muchas felicidades y a seguir consiguiendo logros y esperemos que otro campeonato para LA.
I want to thank you personally to inspire a whole new generations of young athletes.
Congrats on breaking the scoring record. Just another milestone in your amazing career, dude.
Gleda sam te već 2 puta i nadam se da ćete jednom upoznat. To je to. Čestitam još jednom. What an amazing feat, man. All-time scoring record. Way to go. You deserve this.
Los Angeles is proud of you.
Congrats to the new king of scoring in NBA history. The home of King James and the Los Angeles Lakers is 710 ESPN. This is the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Highlights from tonight's Lakers game
And your reaction on the Lakers line. Presented by Pizza Hut. Try the new Detroit style from Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hi, this is Anthony Davis of your Los Angeles Lakers.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
It's time for Lakers postgame with Sliwa.
Now, here's Alan Sliwa.
All right, Points in the Paint all season long is sponsored by Vista Paint. Right now, local residents can take 40% off on factory direct high-quality Vista Paint products. A Vista Paint team member will show you how locally owned, manufactured, and operated since 1956. Visit VistaPaint.com and start saving. Points in the Paint tonight, 62-52 Lakers. Unfortunately, the score, 133-130, the Oklahoma City Thunder. So this will be a little bit of a unique post-game show tonight. We'll take our time. We'll take as many calls as we need to, hang around with Laker fans, play as many interviews that we feel like, obviously you guys want to hear. So let's start with Byron, who was at the game. Byron, what's going on? Thank you for calling in.
Hey, how's it going? It was a great atmosphere. Obviously, in terms of records, it doesn't get any bigger than this one. So it was up there. As far as the atmosphere at at the arena. But I mean, as far as the game was concerned, I mean, I just felt like little effort from AD. I mean, it was really, he was out of it today. So I mean, as far as the game itself, that was my only thing. Is like, you could see the guys just not putting the same effort. It's almost like everybody was waiting for LeBron to break the record. But after that, I mean, it was flat. But I mean, as far as the atmosphere, again, when the record was broken, it was just great. It was amazing to be there.
Well, Byron, I'll do this. So first, for me, it wasn't even just the moment that he broke it. It was the anticipation. You know, they had two of the big big jumbotrons, the screens there at the arena. They basically had this. It said "Chasing History," and it had Kareem. Usually, that has the stats for both teams. They didn't do that tonight. And it said "Chasing History." It said LeBron or Kareem, number 1, it had his points. Number 2, it had Bron, had his points. And then it just had how many points that he needed. So was he 16, I think, away at halftime or something like that. And for me, it was more the anticipation of, all right, you started and needed 36. All right, now we're down to 28. Okay, now we're down to 24. Okay, wow, we're down to 20. Halftime, we're down to 16. He needed 16 points in that second half. He got all 16 points in that third quarter. That, to me, was, I think, what made it so exciting. Every time he touched the ball, the crowd was cheering as if he, the next bucket was going to break it. And it wasn't. He was still a handful of points away. And then when he finally obviously did it, that was just I don't know if you want to call it the icing on the cake, but you knew it was going to happen. And it wasn't in question tonight. He was going to break it tonight. I didn't think that coming in. I thought there was a better chance that he'd break it against the Milwaukee Bucks. And then your point about Anthony Davis, I'll do that as well because, we got to make sure we're also talking a little bit about the basketball game here. AD only took 9 shots tonight, 13 points. I'm actually very curious to hear Anthony Davis when he does come up. Part of it because I think it is a challenge tonight of trying to you want to see Bron have this accomplishment. At the same time, every time it seemed like any player took a shot that wasn't LeBron James, the crowd was moaning and groaning. They came to watch this tonight. So I'm sure it's nice for everybody who was playing in this game and the coaching staff to just kind of get out of the way and say, all right, now we can move on from this. Let's take another call here. Let's go Dave in Calabasas. Dave, what's going on? Thank you for calling in.
Hey, how you doing? We're just on our way home, almost home actually, from the game. It was just an amazing atmosphere, and I think everybody was just kind of in awe. And I know for me, it was really special as a lifelong Laker fan. I was there with my son, and to be a part of history was just something really special.
Dave, thanks for calling in, bud. I appreciate you sharing that story. I'll say this, and I said it again. This is much more than Los Angeles Lakers basketball. This is an iconic player that will go down as one of the greatest to ever do it. It's up to you. You want to say Jordan, Kareem, Bron. You just can't have a conversation without including LeBron James in it. And he broke the record wearing the purple and gold. But we know his career is not just – the Los Angeles Lakers is a chapter of his career. But he's been in the league for 20 years doing what he's doing. So there's a few franchises that, this is a special moment for. And I think just the NBA as a whole, when you have a player as great as Kobe Bryant wasn't just great for the Lakers. Kobe Bryant was great for the NBA. Magic Johnson wasn't just great for the Lakers. He was great for the NBA. Now, do they mean something different for Laker fans than other fan bases? Of course. It doesn't get any bigger than those icons. Bron's story is a little bit more unique. Bron has, the way they perceive him in Cleveland, special. Miami, special. And in Los Angeles, he brought an NBA championship here and was able to break the record and become the all-time scoring leader in the purple and gold. Ray in Redondo Beach. What's going on, Ray?
Absolutely, Alan. First-time caller, long-time listener. I know you heard him talk about Jordan and Kareem there, Magic. And, he's got more points than Jordan and Kareem, more assists than Magic, more rebounds than Rodman. First NBA player with 30K points, 10,000 rebounds, and 10K assists with 4 rings. Is he not top 5 best players all time?
Well, Ray, I appreciate you calling in. I do think I'll say this, and I think these conversations are always they're they're always fun conversations to an extent, but I always put it this way. I grew up towards the end of Magic's career, and I loved me some Magic Johnson. I got to see Michael Jordan win 6 NBA championships and go 6-0 in the finals. I saw Kobe, obviously him and Shaq winning 3 together, and then he gets 2 more with Kobe and Pau. Or I'm sorry, with Pau Gasol, Lamar Odom, Derek Fisher, and everybody else. We've seen great players, and I'm sure if Michael Thompson was sitting here, he would say, no, Kareem's the greatest. If somebody else might be saying that, no, it's Bill Russell. No, it's Wilt Chamberlain. But you can't have a real conversation with somebody that's been around the game for a long time without making the case that LBJ is one of the greatest to ever play the game. This is one of my favorite stats in all of basketball. He's number 1 in the history of the NBA in scoring. He's number 4 in assists. How is that possible? That part I don't understand. That part I have a difficult time kind of comprehending here. Okay, phone number is 877-710-ESPN. We'll take more of your phone calls. But right now, let's take a listen to Anthony Davis.
Anthony, wondering if we could just get your inside view of what it's been like being with LeBron as a teammate for these years, and how you've seen that path kind of culminate for him tonight, passing Kareem.
It's been great. He's been a big part of our team's success, a big part of my success. Leader, in all kind of ways, all kind of facets of the game, on and off the floor. Great human being, family guy, check all the boxes. Definitely well-deserved. He put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this game. So I'm just honored to be able to, witness it live.
Eddie, obviously, what happened on the court outside of the scoring tonight is weighing heavily on you guys. In your opinion, what are the biggest things that need to change here over this final stretch for you guys to be the team that you want to be?
Win games. Simple. They shot the ball extremely well, but that was our coverages. Them guys made shots. Hats off to them, tough shots, and you just got to win games. It's very simple.
AD, shifting back to LeBron for a second, what'd you kind of see anything different out of his preparation or some of the early action, and what was the sort of moment that maybe you saw it kind of come on for him that you felt like, okay, he's going after this record tonight, he's going to get there?
I'm not sure if anything was different in his preparation. I don't really see him before the game. Kind of doing our own thing, but obviously it's a big moment. 36 points is not really a lot for a guy like him who can score the basketball. And he got going early. Got to the rim, got some layups, a couple dunks, 3 balls started working, got to the line. I knew when he only had like 16 points or 18 points left in the second half. Pretty sure he was going to get it.
And then you've seen him do this over and over, the turnaround fadeaway jumper on Kenrich. Did you kind of sense that coming when you saw the one-on-one matchup? Did you feel like that move specifically might be the one that pushed him over the top?
Not sure. I mean, he has an array of moves, so he could have got to the basket, could have stepped back, turn around. He usually does it on the baseline, left block specifically. But yeah, I mean, it's a shot that he always takes and makes more times than he misses.
Yeah. How emotional the evening was it for you and your teammates getting ready to go out knowing that he's getting ready to become the all-time leading scorer?
I don't think it was emotional for us. We tried our best to go out and just play the game of basketball. Obviously, when it happened, a lot of emotions, for Bron, for our organization, for our team, for the fans, for the world, So I think the emotions kind of, kicked in then where, you know, it happened, everybody was just very celebratory of the situation. But before the game coming in, you know, we want to treat it as much as a normal game as possible.
ED, when you say normal game, this is a franchise that is so rich in its basketball history with so many great moments. What was it like for you being a part of it, not just when it happened, but felt like an NBA Finals game? Could you describe what that like? And
it was a great feeling, a great moment. Like I say, you know, well-deserved to a guy who's put so much work into the game, on and off the floor. I mean, he does so much for the game of basketball off the floor, and obviously, you know, his numbers and his accolades individually, it speaks for itself on the floor. So it's a real moment. You know, everybody was definitely happy for him, and Staples was packed. Crypto was packed tonight. You know, looked like it did pre-COVID. So and it was good that, you know, 20,000 plus were able to witness that, and you know, us as a team was able to witness that as well.
That is Anthony Davis right there. We're going to take more of your phone calls when we come back. 877-710-ESPN. If you're on hold, just be patient. No, we got a lot of calls, and I'll do everything I can to try to get to all of them. Stay right here. Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 7.
Westbrook with it. Give it to LeBron at the right elbow. LeBron, one-on-one against Kenrich Williams. Backing him in. Turns. Shoots. Scores! There it is! All hail the new king in town! Young and old, gather round! From one iconic Laker to another. The king, LeBron James, has passed the captain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and LeBron now stands alone as the NBA's all-time leading scorer. LeBron stands alone at the top. The game has been stopped as LeBron signals to his family to come onto the court, and everybody on their feet.
Tonight's Lakers game and your reaction on the Lakers line. The Los Angeles Lakers on 710 ESPN.
Presented by Pizza Hut. Try the new Detroit style from Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Once again,
here's Alan Sliwa.
LeBron James now number one on the all-time scoring list. 38,390 points. Needed 36 points, got 38. Passes Kareem right before that fourth quarter began. Lakers lose the game, 133-130 against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Another tough loss for the Lakers. Let me just make this about the basketball portion real quick. 25-30 on the season. The Blazers and the Thunder in front of the Lakers by 2.5 games. Wow, I actually did not realize it. Yep, 2.5 games. The Jazz, the Timberwolves, everybody now 3 games or more up on the Lakers if you're in the play-in tournament. And the Lakers falling further and further back. So 30 losses of the teams in front of them. The closest to them has 28 losses. Let's take some of these calls here. Let's go to Josh in the LBC. What's going on, Josh?
Hey, Slee, thanks for taking my call.
You got it, man.
First off, I'm a big Trav and Slee guy, big time. Secondly, tonight I'm not a big Laker fan. I am more of a LeBron fan. My daughter, who was a LeBron fan, has now become this giant Laker fan. And I feel like by taking her to this game tonight, I managed to square a piece of history for not only the game, but for us together.
Well,
and it was like an amazing night.
It's interesting, Josh, because, I'll just give it to you from my perspective. I can only imagine you being there with your kid, and I'm sure there's plenty of people that shared that experience tonight. But for me, I thought, when you started kind of counting down, I would take some video. And listen, can we all have this video? Of course we can. Go look at, you get Spectrum, go to TNT had it. Obviously, we're calling it on the radio broadcast, but I wanted that raw video on my phone, right? And I don't know when I'm going to ever look at it or see it or use it or whatever the case is, but I'm sure there was a lot of people. I took some video, and I think it just put some perspective on it. There was a point where I stopped recording what was on the court, and I was just recording everybody else record. And I know that sounds odd, but the idea was, look at what's happening here. Every single person in the arena is experiencing, obviously, a special moment. They all got their phones out. That doesn't happen too often. LeBron might hold on to this record. LeBron keeps talking about he's going to play for another couple years. He'll probably shatter 40,000 points. And who knows? Maybe somebody doesn't pass Bron for another 30-plus years. Maybe nobody passes Bron. So that's what you kind of have to be in the moment for a night like tonight, because you just have no idea how long it's going to be before it is passed. Let's go to Kevin in Simi Valley. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, Alan, love the show. It's another daughter call. So I said I was spending my daughter's inheritance by buying tickets to this game, but I did take her with me, so I figured it evened out. But a lot of perspective. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, the worst hard luck sports town there ever was, and I was 0 for lifetime until LeBron landed the championship in 2016. And it was cool tonight to kind of keep telling her the story of LeBron James. I mean, the worst thing the guy's ever done, in my mind, is the whole decision. And I got a great shot of me flipping off the TV when he made it, because I was a Cleveland fan, obviously. But I've been in L.A. now for 20-plus years, and the chance to tell her the story of LeBron James that built it, that came from nothing, that his agent is his best friend, that he's married to his high school sweetheart, that he takes a stand and stands up for what he believes and what he thinks is the right thing to stand up for. And if you disagree, you're probably on the wrong side of it in most cases.
Kevin, I appreciate the call, and I love the story, and I love the your daughter's inheritance went to tonight's game. I'll tell you what, I mean, I know that ticket price for that Milwaukee Bucks game on Thursday was through the roof, so you picked the right one to go to. And even someone like myself, I thought, I was kind of doing the math. This is what he's done the last couple of games. I'm like, I think he's going to actually break it against the Bucks. And I walked into the arena, it just didn't look like a game where it wasn't going to get broken tonight. Obviously, it happened. All right, let's take a couple more calls here. Let's go to Darian, who was at the game. Darian, what's going on? Thank you for calling in.
Hey, Alan. Good to speak with you again. Yeah, I was at the game, and, definitely had a vibe pregame that was just an extra energy, and I was actually laughing out loud every time LeBron touched the ball, and the crowd roared like he was about to go for a game winner, and it's like 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. So it was kind of glad that I was happy that he got it out of the way so that we could focus on the game. Unfortunately, we didn't pull that out. But, definitely just a special night for a special guy, and I was happy to be there and experience it.
Darren, thanks for sharing that. Appreciate you calling in. So I'm telling you, that part was kind of comical to me as well. He's 22 points away, and Dennis Schroeder takes a jumper, and the crowd's like, what are you doing? Why are you taking a jumper? Schroeder, don't you know that Bron's 22 points away? He's 16 points away, and Patrick Beverly goes to the basket. It's like, well, no, wait. You can't do that. That's unique. That's not one that we usually see. I guess you do see that when a player is, getting close to 50 or they're getting close to 60 or something along those lines. All right, let's go to Joe in Bell Gardens. What's going on, Joe?
Just wanted to chime in. You asked, what's a bigger sporting event I've been a part of, and I was there for Kobe 61 on April 13th, 2016, and tonight was amazing, but just a little extra special when it was the Mamba dropping 61 in his dad's game. So, but nonetheless, I mean, it was electric, and it is funny how people were just cheering for every possession. I was like upset at Westbrook for throwing up some threes instead of
sure you were.
LeBron, but it was an amazing night, man. I'm just privileged and honored to be able to be at LeBron's record-breaking night, and then at Kobe's 61, and it's just man, full of emotion and excitement, and hopefully we make the playoffs, man. That's all I'm looking forward to.
Well, Joe, I appreciate you calling in. I got a couple things on that. So first off, like you just said, the Kobe last game, so I was at that one as well. And I'm going to use the exact same word that you said, fortunate to be there. The Kobe that one will always hit different for Laker fans because you had someone that only represented the purple and gold for 20 years. And this was it. You knew this was it. It's the final game that he's going to play with the Los Angeles Lakers. And that was just really a celebration for somebody that helped the franchise win 5 NBA championships, that was not drafted by the Lakers, but traded on draft night to the Lakers. And he never rocked a different jersey, and you saw him from 1996 to 2016, and that was it. Kobe Bryant will not play another game with the Los Angeles Lakers, nor play another game in the NBA. That one was special if Kobe had 6 points. He just happened to have 60-plus points. And, anybody who experienced that, I'm sure that you might not be able to top that sporting event at any moment in your life. But being there tonight was special in its own right. These are 2 completely different storylines, but special in its own way as well. Okay, when we come back, we'll get a chance here from Thomas Bryant. We're obviously going to wait here to hear from LeBron James as well, so we'll do that as soon as LBJ comes up. Lakers lose to the Thunder, 133-130. Bron passes Kareem. He's now number 1 on the all-time scoring list. This is the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
So LeBron Kaunakasi here. Just want to say congratulations on breaking the all-time scoring record in the NBA.
LeBron, muchas felicidades por este logro. Increíble. LeBron, congrats.
Congratulations, LeBron, for holding these records.
Congratulations, LeBron, on breaking the record, scoring record, amazing feat.
LeBron, congrats on your amazing career.
Congratulations, LeBron. You're number 1 of all time.
Chesty down LeBron. I want to congratulate you on breaking the scoring record. I didn't think I'd be alive and see somebody actually do it. So congratulations. You're a class act. Keep it up.
Just want to let you know I wear the 23 because of you. So appreciate you being an inspiration to me, and just wishing you all the best.
I looked up to you as a kid, and I'm proud to be able to do this for you. And I'm grateful that you played all these years, healthy, mental health, just the longevity of your career is amazing. And congratulations. Creo que todo tu trabajo y esfuerzo ha tenido resultado y te lo mereces. Muchas felicidades a seguir consiguiendo logros y esperemos que otro campeonato para
I want to thank you personally to inspire a whole new generations of young athletes.
Congrats on breaking the scoring record. Just another milestone in your amazing career, dude.
Gleda sam te već 2 puta i nadam se da ćete jednom upoznat. To je to. Čestitam još jednom. What an amazing feat, man. All-time scoring record. Way to go.
They only see you on ESPN, on TNT. That's the only thing they see. NBA TV, the NFL Network, ESPN, NBC, Monday Night Football. They don't understand there's a whole layer of stuff that goes on for you to
133 to 130. The Thunder beat the Lakers. Lakers 25-30 on the season. They are 5 games below 500. Braun passes Kareem tonight. 38-390 is where he sits. Needed 36, got 38 points. Quick reminder, tomorrow we will go commercial-free starting at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And we'll go all the way till 9 o'clock at night tomorrow night. So just keep that one in mind. We're going to spend a lot of time, obviously, covering LeBron James, kind of look back at the history of his career, the hype before he even got started, not just living up to the expectations, surpassing the expectations, the championships, the decision, all that stuff. So we're going to do that starting at 10 a.m. tomorrow. We're going to go till 9 o'clock at night. So, again, just keep that in mind for tomorrow. Let's take a couple more calls here. Let's see what else we got here. Let's go to Armando, who's leaving the game. What's going on, Armando?
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm good,
hey,
bud.
I was
Thanks for calling.
fortunate enough to see. Can you hear me? I was fortunate enough to see Magic come up, Kareem, and Kobe and Shaq. And there was one day when I seen LeBron come up, and I think it was a Christmas game, and I seen him play against the Lakers. We're there at the game, and it was just from the suite up there, and it was like, wow, this guy's different. The young kid when he was still in the Cavs, and it was like you can tell that this kid was special. You can see the floor, but did I think he was going to be this special? No, not at all. And this guy is amazing. Magic is my favorite Laker. I think he is the best Laker. Kobe was the most amazing Laker. This guy here, as far as basketball talent, I don't think right now he surpasses everybody. It was great to see this going on. It was at the game, and it was electric, and it was kind of hilarious in a way that you can see everybody every time he touched the ball. It was people going bonkers like it was a playoff game.
Yeah, Armando, it's interesting, and I appreciate you calling in. You know, I don't know how the rest of the season is going to play out, but you've been waiting for an atmosphere like this, and we know how crazy Laker fans here are in Los Angeles, really across the country, across the world, I'd say that. And you want meaningful games, and you're hoping that the Lakers can make a run this year, and you're hoping they just make the playoffs and see what happens. And tonight actually takes me back to playoff games. And I know it's been a while, Laker fans, and whether it was the COVID year, I think the year that the Lakers played the Suns, I don't think we had full capacity back then as well. You know, the COVID year that Anthony Davis got injured. You didn't make the playoffs last year. But tonight there was a vibe in there that made you think of the postseason. The first thing I told Michael, I said, Michael, it feels like it's an NBA Finals game or a Western Conference Finals or something along those lines. Corey in L.A. What's going on, Corey?
How you doing? I was at the game tonight, and obviously a special moment. Very emotional, seeing Bron out there with his family and his kids, his high school teammates. It just, the team lacked rhythm, and I equate it to Kobe's last game where they kind of force-feeded Kobe the ball and wanted to see him score. And so for the game today, everyone wanted to see Bron break the record, and it seemed like when the team got some sort of rhythm, he broke the record. There was a ceremony, and it was kind of like a ceremony where the champion usually loses because there's so much emotion with it. You just lose all, desire for the game. And so moving forward, obviously we need wins badly. And, like you, AD was very lethargic out there tonight, and I didn't like his comments as far as saying that just win is that simple. If it was that simple, then why aren't we winning? Why are we playing down to the competition?
Well, I'll tell you this, Corey, and I appreciate you calling in. I think the AD piece of it and the Lakers as a whole, trust me, you guys know that I love talking Lakers basketball. And if we're talking about the actual game, it's another bad loss. I mean, it's another L for the Lakers that they're only moving in one direction in the NBA standings. So I don't really have it's a kind of a unique night where I agree with you that the players, they kind of didn't know how to react as you want to win the game. The Oklahoma City Thunder was like, cool, you can win or you can break the record, but we're trying to win tonight. And the Thunder actually have a 2.5 game lead on the Lakers in the NBA standings. So it was awkward from that perspective that you were you were watching and you were seeing a team that was trying to do everything they can for LeBron James and getting him the ball, but as far as the basketball part of it, they gave up 133 points. They gave up 131 in that last matchup against the Pelicans. Okay, we got LeBron James. Let's take a quick listen here. Here's LBJ live from the podium.
People that's been, around me since I started this journey, even before the NBA. So, I definitely had a moment right there, very emotional, just to, knowing just, me be from a kid from a small town in Ohio, and I had a moment there, but I don't think it's really hit me on what just transpired. As much as I tried to live in the moment, it was kind of a blur. But looking back there and seeing my guys back there and being out there on the floor with my kids and my wife, and my mom, it's a really cool feeling.
LeBron, specifically, what was it like to share this moment with your sons, two basketball players? Talked to them at halftime, saw them obviously on the court in the locker room. What was it like for you to be their dad tonight?
It ain't even about basketball with me when it comes to being a father. It's about setting an example, being a role model every day. It's a 24-hour, 7-day a week thing, and basketball has given me a lot, has taken me all over the world, has inspired a lot of people, but, for me, being a father is something even, way more dynamic, way more driven than the game. So, I try to set an example, by how I treat their mother on a day-to-day basis, how I treat their grandmothers, how I treat their little sister, how I treat others with kind and with patience and things of that nature. And hopefully I can just, instill life skills on them so when they walk out, in the real world, they'll be able to handle themselves like men, which they've been able to do thus far in their early stages of their life. So, basketball is just extra credit.
LeBron, there was a ton of anticipation leading into tonight, and we get late in the third quarter. You're shooting it well, 34 points already, and it's the moment's upon us. You take us into it was one shot. You made the one shot to break the record. Was that a spot you were looking for? Did the play unfold before your eyes? What was the feeling?
No, it wasn't. I mean, I just played the game as it's supposed to be played tonight, as I've always done. Didn't press myself. Didn't, over-exude too much energy. When it comes to, the record, I felt pretty good. I felt in a good rhythm. And once I get in a good rhythm, then I feel like I can make any shot on the floor. To break the record, I was able to get to a really good spot on the floor where I'm very comfortable with and get to one of my patented fadeaway shots, and I know a lot of people wanted me to go to the sky hook to break the record or one of my signature dunks, but my fadeaway was a signature play as well, and I was able to get it, and it touched nothing but the bottom of the net. That was pretty cool.
LeBron, Kareem has been the steward of this record for almost 40 years. When he broke it, Wilt Chamberlain did not attend. What did it mean to you to have Kareem here tonight, watching the game, but also coming up and sort of having that ceremonial moment of handing off the record to you?
I just think it's great for the game of basketball. It's be talked about for years and years and years. I'm a historian of the game, so I know what, guys like Kareem and Wilt and MJ and Magic and Bird, Oscar Robertson, Elgin Baylor, the rest, I can be up here all night talking about so many greats and legends. For me, personally, it's just an honor to be just named with the greats. Be in a conversation with the greats that played this game before me. That's some of the greats that's playing right now. And then there's going to be some greats that play, when I'm done playing the game. So it's just always just a surreal feeling. Me and my boys, my guys, we talk about it all the time, about how we used to watch these guys and how we used to compare these guys, or we think we were those guys when we would play, AAU or just playing around in the backyard or whatever the case may be. And now we actually, up here with them, and my name is being compared to them or whatever the case may be. So it's just a real feeling for sure.
LeBron, everyone talks about who the GOAT is. How would you describe the GOAT, and where would you put yourself in that conversation?
I don't know, man. For me, I think it's great barbershop talk. It's going to happen forever and ever. If I was the GM or whatever the case may be of a franchise that was starting up and I had the number one pick, I'd take me. But that's just me because I believe in myself. I know what I bring to the table. A guy that's been able to transform his game over the course of 20 years to be able to play any position in this league and excel at any position. I can play 1 through 5. I've led the league in assists. I've been able to do whatever this game has wanted me to do, and also just transform my game as well. When I first got into the league, it was very slow. I remember I made a playoff game with Detroit where we was in the 70s. Finals games when we was in the 70s with San Antonio in the 80s. To now you're seeing teams score 150 and you have to be able to keep up, and more threes and things of that nature. So, just being able to stay, with the curve and changing my game if I needed to, or just improve my game. But that don't take away from nobody else. So many great players has played this game and has last long legacies in this game. This NBA is a beautiful thing, and it's been some beautiful players to play it. But I can't take nobody over me.
LeBron, you have championships, MVPs, finals MVPs, and countless other accolades. Where does this achievement rank for you among all your basketball accolades?
I don't know. The championships sit at the top because I'm a team-first guy when it comes to understanding that you can't be great in this league without great teammates, great coaches that prepare yourself every single day to be great. So, the championships will always sit at the top for me because that's just where I come from. I come from playing championship basketball since the first day I ever played organized basketball when I was 8 years old. So that would always sit at the top. I didn't set this was not a goal for me. That's why it's probably so surreal and so just like weird to me, because I never ever talked about being an all-time scorer in NBA history. It's never even been a thought of mine until I guess I start seeing my numbers get closer and closer. I was like, oh wow, this is kind of crazy. This is it's weird, but I guess I can do it because I'm gonna be playing, and I know I'm still playing at a high level, so it can happen. But I don't know where it sits. I've been able to do some incredible things in this league, and hopefully I can do some more incredible things before I'm done.
LeBron, right here. I'm going to squeeze two in, sorry. But one is, you gave a long hug to the walkers as you were leaving the court, and you've got a lot of people here tonight that have known you forever. What does it mean to you to have those people here? And then the second one is just, you had tears in your eyes when the celebration was happening. Like, did the emotion surprise you? The emotion that you felt surprise you at all?
To answer your first question, I wouldn't be who I am today without the support of everyone that I got in town for this. I wouldn't want it no other way. And, Pam and Big Frankie are a huge part of why I can sit up here today and talk about this. They took me into their household along with their 3 other kids, at the time, and made me feel like I was one of their own. Big Frankie introduced me to the game of basketball. He was the first person to show me how to make a left-hand layup. And now I love going left. I feel like I'm a left-hand dominant player because of Big Frankie. He told me you will never be as good as you can be if you can't use both hands. So, and he told me you also will never be as good as you can be if you don't get others involved. So he just taught me the game from a young age, and I've taken those skills not only from the basketball side, but also the accountability inside of the household on doing chores every Saturday morning. My little brother's back there. He hated them. We hated them. We hated doing chores Saturday morning, but he was building young men, and it don't stop there. So many different people along the way. Coach Drew Joyce is a big part of it as well. Little Drew is back there, and so just to have people in the crowd today that has been along this journey with me from day one, it is like I said, I wouldn't want it no other way.
LeBron, I can only imagine still trying to process all of this, but when you are maybe thinking about, I don't know if it's a future grandkid or a child who is looking up to you and what you've accomplished, the story or the moment of tonight, what is that one thing that is sticking out to you the most?
I don't know, Malika. I mean, that's a great question. I just think I love I write the man in the arena on my shoe every single night from Theodore Roosevelt. And tonight I actually felt like I was like sitting on top of the arena tonight when that shot went in and the roar from the crowd. I'm not sure if I would be able to feel that feeling again unless it's like a game-winning finals shot. But it won't be a stop and play. It's just, everything just stopped. And it gave me an opportunity just to kind of like embrace it and look around and seeing my family and seeing the fans and seeing my friends. And it was pretty cool. I don't really get to, I probably can count on my hands how many times I've cried in 20 years, either in happiness or defeat. So that moment was one of them when I kind of teared up a little bit. It was I can't believe what's going on, tears.
Thank you.
You didn't come here to press, but we've talked about all the people that are here and all the emotion. You're dressed for the occasion. Did you come here tonight to make sure you set the record?
Well, yeah, because my boys leave on a red eye tomorrow night, so. Yeah. So, I mean, I just had the mindset. I had to have a mindset. And I dressed for the occasion, like you said, and I put on a headband because that's where the journey started. And I would have had to pay for another room in a hotel for another night for my boys. If I didn't do it tonight, they would have been there to stay till Thursday to try to watch this. So, I'm very smart with this. No, but I was. Tomorrow's not promised, and if I had an opportunity to do it tonight, and I was gonna try to make it happen. And I mean, I was still super efficient. I mean, I wasn't out there just gunning. I was still super efficient, and but I was able to get it done.
Hi, LeBron. Even though you and Kareem are different types of players and scorers, what do you admire about what he did, both to be a dominant scorer and have longevity in the league as well?
I think you just said it. You answered the question, man. He has the most unguardable shot in NBA history. And it lets you know how unguardable and how unique it is because nobody has ever even tried it. You have the fadeaway that MJ perfected. A lot of guys, have added to their games. It's a few shots in our game that's like unguardable, but there's only one that's nobody's ever tried to emulate, and you add that to his longevity, it makes him one of the greatest to ever play this game.
LeBron, you said, I never imagined that this is where I would end up. I wasn't setting out to do this. So what were you thinking that first night in Sacramento, if you go back to point number one about what kind of player you're going to be and what was ahead of you?
What can I go back to that night? It was I was super duper nervous. It didn't show on my face, but I remember just sitting on the floor, at Arco and before the game, and I was stretching, and there was a lot of rules that was broken that night. Now that I'm thinking about it, there was so many cameras on the floor while I was stretching that shouldn't have been allowed, but I was a new guy in town, so I get it. I was just super nervous. I didn't want to. I didn't want to let my people down in my hometown. And I knew the expectations that was on me that was like out of this world. I knew that, there were so many people that was looking for me to fail. And so I kind of bottled all that doubt from people and that nervousness that I had, and just kind of like zeroed in and got back to saying, I know how to play this game. I was taught the right way how to play the game for 10 years before I got to that point, and I know for sure that it works. And I know a lot of people say, well, it was Little League, and it's AAU, and it's high school. But one thing I've learned being in the NBA over 20 years, that there's a lot of people not teaching the game the right way. And I knew I came from a group of guys and a group of coaches that taught us how to play the game the right way. And no matter how many times I've heard, or why didn't he take the shot, or why did he pass to an open teammate, or why did he do this, or why did he do that, I never waver, because I know for sure that it's the right way to play the game. So that 18-year-old kid was just super excited to just start his journey, and I didn't know what to expect, but I knew I belonged, and I knew I could play in this league with the big boys.
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new?
Right here, LeBron. Congratulations. How do you feel about the all-time scoring leader logo behind you?
Oh, it's pretty cool, man. They should have added a little powder above my head, though. But I get what they were trying to accomplish, though. But it's just to see my name up there, my last name, and think about my family, and my two uncles weren't able to make it tonight. Uncle T, Uncle Kurt, love y'all. My family name is everything to me, and anytime I leave the house, I know I'm representing more than just myself. So it's a pretty cool thing. I appreciate it.
Congratulations, LeBron.
Thank you.
I want to ask you, you talked about being the man in the arena. You've been the man in the arena for 20 years now. Can you talk about a bit what this ride, I know the ride's not over. The ride still has a lot to go and many highs to go. What has this ride been like, and what was it like to reach this point in this ride tonight?
This ride has been it's been fantastic. We have a place in our home, and not in our hometown, but not too far away from our hometown in Sandusky, Ohio, called Cedar Point. And every so many years, they come out with a new roller coaster. And we've spent plenty of times going up and just testing out the new roller coaster. And, many highs, many loops, how fast it is, whatever the case may be, and you get off just feeling so much excitement and just feeling like I want to do it again. And I think my career has been like that. It's been like one of the great rides at Cedar Point, in the sense that, your stomach drop at times, you're excited, you're yelling, sometimes you can't breathe, but you always want to do it again, and it's been a pleasure and an honor so far in my career within these 20 years, that through the ups, through the downs, through the ins and outs, through the trials and tribulations, I've always maintained me. And I've done it my way. I didn't want to emulate anybody. I wanted to give praise to everyone that came before me. I wanted to acknowledge that I'm a historian of the game, but I didn't want to emulate nobody. I wanted to be myself. And You know, if you stay true to yourself, I think you always feel better about the outcome, win, lose, or draw in life. So, but it's been great. It's been great, and I'm not going nowhere, but it sounds like I am. But I'm gonna go get something to eat. I'm gonna go drink some wine, and then I'm gonna drink some Lobos. I'm probably not gonna sleep tonight. So I will see y'all when I see y'all, and I hope y'all have a great time too. Appreciate it.
All right, that is LeBron James right there. Officially breaks the record. Now sitting at 38,390 points. Needed 36 to pass Kareem. Got 38 points. Lakers did lose this game 133 to 130. Let me take a few more phone calls here, and we're going to call it a night. Let's go to Jay in Pomona. What's going on, Jay?
Yes, hello, Alan. How are you, sir? Can you hear me?
I got you, bud.
Okay, my man. Congratulations to LeBron. It's cool what he did. But the point I'm calling for is I'm disappointed in Anthony. If you go back to the Pelican game, you can see the young man floats around the perimeter. He doesn't demand the ball. I mean, it's frustrating to watch him because he's literally the best player on the floor. And the fourth quarter comes, and he just doesn't, he doesn't seem to be involved at all. I don't know if he's still hurt or not, but my frustration level is pretty high with him because I can see the season slipping away, and another season of no postseason is going to be pretty frustrating. So, all right, sir. Thank you for letting me.
Appreciate it. You got it, Jay. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of the show. I appreciate you calling in. So I'll jump in. I'll tell you this. As far as Anthony Davis goes, I don't know if there's something. I really don't. He took 9 shots tonight. Tonight is a really tough kind of gauge, to be honest with you. It's a weird night tonight. This was not a regular basketball game. Bron was about to pass Kareem all-time scoring, and maybe that had somewhat of an effect. But I'm going to go back to something Darvin Ham said a few games ago. Lakers go nowhere without Anthony Davis, period. And that's the truth. If AD is not great, then they don't go anywhere. They're 5 games below 500, only 27 games left. So certainly they're in a tough position right now. Let's put it that way. Rudy, who was at the game. Rudy, thank you for waiting on hold. What's going on?
Hey, Alan. Appreciate you being on so late. Appreciate everybody at ESPN 710 for hyping us up throughout this last month, gearing us up for this night. It was an honor and a privilege to see history take place in Crypto.com. The last big event I got to partake in was the banner raising back in 2021. And there wasn't that many of us in the building that night. And I remember calling you and thinking to myself, was this going to be the last Laker big event that happens in this arena? And I'm glad that LeBron is still donning the purple and gold. And he was able to do it in front of the home crowd, Kareem sitting courtside, his family, his best of friends, and the Laker faithful just embracing LeBron. I feel like we were robbed of that during COVID and the bubble, and we got that one moment to celebrate not only LeBron James, but a Laker. And I'm hoping this isn't the last moment we get of LeBron being a Laker and Anthony Davis. And I hope that we can somewhere down the line have another great moment like tonight. But once again, thank you guys. Thank you, ESPN 710. You guys have been killing it. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'll be listening to you guys all week.
Rudy, appreciate you calling in. Thank you very much, man. Okay, I'm going to take 2 more quick calls here, and we're going to call it a night. Let's go to Joe in the Inland Empire. Joe, what's going on? Yes, sir, you're
Hello?
on, bud. Yep, you're good.
Yes. How you doing?
I'm okay, Joe. Thanks for calling
Congrats to King James once again. I'll say tonight, like a couple of callers said, it kind of reminded me of Kobe's 60-point game. It was just, I just wish that we could have got that moment that Kobe gave us, like at the end of that 60-point game when he willed us to victory when we were down by 10 points. Like in this game, I was hoping that we got willed to victory, but it seemed like LeBron hurt his ankle, so I'm not even expecting him to play next game. It looks like he might be taking next game off or something. I don't see why he would play, but just want to say congratulations to LeBron. I don't really want to bash on him or say what he should do or who he should be. I just want to say congratulations to him, and he's one of the top 5 players, obviously, and I just hope that we can make a good move by Thursday, or if it's worth making a move at this point, how deep we are in the standings, and hopefully we can make some last push. It's getting kind of thin right now.
Oh, yeah. No, Joe, we're at the final stretch here, only 27 games left. Okay, final call, Solomon in Lake Balboa. What's going on, Solomon?
Hey, I'm good. You know, I'm going to say what might be construed as negative, but not really, and then end on the positive. Only thing I want to see happen eventually with the NBA, you got to split the list up to the post three-point era and the previous three-point era, because it's not fair to shooters. Not Kareem. Kareem was not a three-point shooter, but to other guards and forwards that did not have the three-point shot, they would have had more points. So I think you need 2 lists. And then to end on a positive note, what this man has accomplished at his age, the dedication, the skill set, is absolutely incredible. And, you know, I've been watching basketball a long, long time, and he definitely goes into the GOAT discussion without a doubt. So
Solomon,
I will give him.
Well put, Solomon. Sorry for cutting you off there, but well put. I think that's a good way to put it, and the appreciation for watching one of the greatest do it. All right, Laker fans, that is all we got tonight. LeBron passes Kareem, 38,390 points, scores 38, needed 36 to pass Kareem. Lakers do lose the game 133 to 130. Just a quick reminder for tomorrow. Starting at 6 a.m., Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max will do their show. And then starting at 10 a.m., we will go commercial-free tomorrow. I'll do my show with Travis Rogers. Mason and Ireland after that. Sedano and Cap after that. And the Cam Bros, Cam and Itzke brothers, Brian and Andy, will do a show from 7 to 9 p.m. as well, a special LeBron show as well. So we'll cover everything tomorrow. So just a reminder there. Thank you to everybody that called into the show, that was tuned into the broadcast. Thank you to Michael Funches. Thank you to Wilbert Flores, Brian Cohen, the entire social team, Carlo, Cody, Josh, Parker. I mean, everybody that was involved. Really appreciate everyone's help tonight. I'm Alan Sliwa. This has been the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Westbrook with it. Give it to LeBron at the right elbow. LeBron, one-on-one against Kenrich Williams. Backing him in. Turns. Shoots. Scores! There it is! All hail the new king in town. Young and old, gather round. From one iconic Laker to another. The king, LeBron James, has passed the captain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and LeBron now stands alone as the NBA's all-time leading scorer. LeBron stands alone at the top. The game has been stopped as LeBron signals to his family to come onto the court, and everybody on their feet.